Disclaimer: this is not a review video. Everything in this video is based on my personal experience with the game so far, and nothing I say should be taken literally, nor am I speaking on behalf of anyone or any group in particular. This is my own personal opinions about the game as a first-time Monster Hunter, as I've never played any in the series before. With that out of the way, let's get into the nitty-gritty of my hands-on experience with the game so far! Hello guys, this is Hignum, here to share with you my noob experience with Monster Hunter Wilds. To preface this, I have never played a single Monster Hunter game in my life, and at the urging of my husband who insisted on having me hunt monsters with him, I've been dragged into this lovely new obsession hellhole. I thought it would be a drag, especially because my own exposure to different video game genres is still fairly limited. I started Monster Hunter with the second beta test, and let's just say it was an experience. By which I mean I didn't learn much anything, and I thought, okay, no big deal, I can figure it out later. I got frustrated with the horn and stopped recording to wait till my husband got home to play with me and teach me the ropes a little. After a round or two with my husband, I discovered that dual blades was the easiest to use, and that was the only thing I was going to use moving forward. Fast forward to launch day. The game starts out fine, up until I suffer my first death, and by this point, I was still playing some parts of the story alone, except for certain fights. My first death, which I sadly didn't capture on camera, is to the Ray Dao. I suffered my first mission fail against a completely different monster, which I can, for the life of me, recall. Upon reviewing the footage and looking at my current progress after 69 hours as of the making of this video, there are some things I've learned over the course of my experience. Number 1. I have never remembered to eat food. I have no idea how I survived most of the story quests without eating food. I didn't know you could cook your own meat or what rations were for, or trial and error. And the only thing my husband could tell me for sure was that eating rations restored my stamina, but only my stamina. I later figured out that well-done meat in the backpack can be used to supplement you when your food buffs run out in an emergency by the time I fight the Zosia. It was slightly before this final fight that I discovered how to cook meat by watching my husband do it. So, I cooked a few raw slabs of meat before realizing what the timing was, and then discovered that the in-game music was required to know the timing of when to cut in order to get a larger number of cuts. Playing 17's bops in the background was detrimental to me in this case. Number 2. I am a notorious button spammer. I didn't think much about it, but upon reviewing the footage, yes, I'm an absolute notorious button spammer, and I hyper-focus so hard on what I'm trying to achieve in the moment, everything else is forgotten. I'd like to say that I'm an intuitive player, and to a certain degree, that is true, up to the point where I just rely on instinct to dodge. Is this a good thing? Yes and no, but mostly no. I had not figured out the combos for the dual blades at this time, and so spamming focus attack to trigger the spinning blades of death was the only thing I organically figured out over time. That being said, I was told how to do focus attacks by a friend, and triggering my first instance of Shingeki Blades of Death was purely by accident. I figured out how to make proper use of focus attacks by the time I fought the Archveld at least, but not the weapon combos. Number 3. I have no idea how I survived most of these fights. Really, no idea. Pure luck maybe? Lends some credence to my intuitive playstyle with zero brain use, but this ultimately leads to some rather frustrating moments when shit doesn't go my way. I'm looking at you, Gore Magala. I hate you. I will admit that my playstyle is reflected in how I approach games in general. I like the idea that I can overlevel in some games and then come back to curb stomp something that's been giving me problems. Monster Hunter is precisely this kind of game. In fact, it is literally the whole game. I beat up some monsters with a modicum of skill required, rip off their parts, have Gemma work the furnace and slap some new armor on me and my Palico. Then I walk back out like some badass demigod to slay stronger monsters. Doesn't get simpler than that. Number 4. Crafting. What's that? Trust me, I couldn't be bothered with crafting anything other than the armors and weapons that go on my hunter, and the mandatory health potions and cleansing potions. My friend tried to get me into the crafting list and go gather stuff to craft all that special stuff. But why? Well, he had various reasons for that. Buffs, better healing, better cleansing, etc. Problem was, I was at a level where I was struggling with meeting the requirements to tackle specific monsters. The last thing I'd give a shit about is a bunch of potions that would have a one-time use. Sure, ancient potion sounds nice on paper, but my husband's untouched ancient potion collection in Monster Hunter Rise would suggest that I can absolutely clear the game without touching this shit. Number 5. Multiplayer or solo? I prefer the solo experience in the game for the most part. That and because the game allows me to play this way if I want to. I tweaked some settings so that anytime I wanted to pop an SOS, Olivia and her gang would show up. Oh, Olivia's hot! Look at those arms! She can crush me with it. The downside is when my friend would randomly want to enter my hunting quest, and he can't just do that unless he's in the link party. This is a note for you guys out there who don't know this. You can have your multiplayer settings set to NPC only and still have friends join you, but you need to have them in the same link party as you. On top of this joyful discovery is also the discovery that I can in fact play story quests side by side with a friend. Or in my case, I played it alongside my husband. So, when the next patch comes, I will definitely be doing runs with my husband and will have more fun content for you guys to watch. I'm honestly not good at playing with other people since most of the games I've played over the course of my life so far have all been single player games. So, learning to be a team player in a game is frankly an experience, all of which includes the following. A. Friendly fire is on. I didn't know this, nor did I feel it, because my armors mostly had flinch free. So even if I got hit by a friend or my husband, I wouldn't have known without them telling me I flinched them. B. Carting multiple times makes you a bad player and a reckless player. I carted way too many times fighting the Gore Magala doing runs with my husband that I just outright refused to join any public runs for it. C. Knowing your role in the team. Using dual blades, I discovered over the course of 69 hours that I should always aim for the tail. But when I need to get hits in quickly, the legs are my best bet. Can't help it if the tail is 3 to 5 feet off the ground and I can't hit it. So, in the end, my Monster Hunter experience is far from over, but I am finding myself enjoying this game more than I thought I would, and at some point even became obsessed enough that I can't go back to doing my Vilgut runs to finish off some other romances I was trying out. It's becoming fairly addicting, but you know, I'm used to being addicted to something, and this will be a nice addition to the current set of addictions that I have. Thank you guys for tuning in and watching all my content. This channel is a passion project to enable me to continue doing the things I love, and also a result of my attempt to resolve my midlife crisis. I'm super grateful to every single one of you who subscribe to my channel. I look forward to bringing you greater variety of content in the future once I'm done with my more concurrent obsessions. Once again, I'd like to thank you all so much for supporting this channel, and I will catch you guys in a future video. See ya!